guy, this guy is rad. So what he's doing is he's taking the lyrics of these songs and pulling them out, and he's going over the melody, and he's written raps or songs or whatever that are real estate related. I'll turn on those sound right now.
Is this what you jam out to? I can't even hear it.
I don't get it either.
Oh, you guys can't hear it. It's funny because it's like these popular, like this is Lil Wayne or something. I don't know. And what he does is he talks about real estate stuff, and it's all super catchy and it's funny, obviously, and it's blowing up. People are using his music for reels. You know, I've done a couple reels where I put his song over whatever, and it's really, really clever. I think it'd be really cool to do this with some country or something, because obviously I can't rap. Of course, I can't sing either. So, yeah. I didn't know if you guys had seen this guy or what.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
maybe I don't hang out on. I don't have a TikTok account. Put it that way.
I don't have TikTok either.
I feel like people are spying on you, so can't do that.
Well, fair enough. They're all spying on you, but TikTok is the worst. I don't have a TikTok.
Yeah.
But, let's see if we can hear this. Is this are you saying the music isn't coming across to you?
No,
guys?
it's not. I don't hear it. He could really work on his beard game, that's for sure.
Huh. That's weird. I wonder why not. I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, Steven Diaz, Realtor. You should watch his stuff. It's hilarious. I have no idea if he's a good agent or not, but he
raps.
But he raps, and it's funny. It's funny. So, yeah. So anyway, so I hear that something's going on in California with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac with insurance. They're pulling out, or what's going on?
So homeowners associations, condo associations that are in wildfire areas, which is pretty much all of California, are having a hard time securing the proper limits of insurance. And this is causing Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae to discontinue their backing of loans in those areas. I don't know all the details of that. Sean would probably know a lot more than I would on that part, but because
this is pretty fresh news.
This is really, really new information.
Okay.
It's just come to light in the last, really hit hard in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
It's been in the news. Big deal. You can't get a traditional mortgage if Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are not willing to back it, the way I understand it. And so these condo owners are going to be in a position where they can't sell their homes unless it's a cash buyer. They can't refinance their homes. Their values are going to depreciate. There's going to be a lot of bad things coming from this. So yeah, it's big news.
So are there other companies that could insure them, or do they have to have the federal backing in order to get it done?
For the loans, Sean might know the answer to that. As far as the insurance side goes, there's really not a whole lot of options, because these carriers are, they're really not wanting to put a lot of money out there. It's been going back to 2017, where just a repeated fire breakouts have taken place and caused these companies to lose tons and tons of money, billions of money. And so because of that, they're just not willing to put all their money on the line anymore. And, with it most likely going away in claims. And
that's interesting. I wonder if somebody will step in and figure it out and fill the void, so that sort of, I don't know if it'll be a collapse, but it'll be a collapse on a micro scale right there. Or we were talking about a very particular, we don't need to name it, but a very particular neighborhood in Orange County, South Orange County, right? But I wonder if that's across the state, and if it's that particular neighborhood or area that's miles or whatever, 6,100 units, I guess. But is it in a tradition or a historical fire area, or
Well, the entire state of California is considered to be a wildfire area. And so right now, insurance companies, even on a single family home, are not really wanting to insure in California. They're trying everything they can to eliminate a lot of the money they have out there, whether it's making people jump through hoops to get insurance, non-renewing. People are getting non-renewed constantly. They're re-underwriting, sending out notices to clients, having them provide pictures of their home, just every aspect of the property to make sure that it's not a high risk to them. And if they feel it's outside of their comfort zone, even though they've been insuring it for a long time, they'll cancel them. And it's a big problem.
There's also areas within California though that are like Cal Fire stuff, right?
Yeah, and that's what it's getting.
Like Arrowhead or Big Bear.
Well, even areas that weren't necessarily like that, like Big Bear and Arrowhead and Mammoth Mountain and all that stuff. A lot of the areas now are having to go to Cal Fire because nobody is willing to take it on, and it could be concentration limits. It could be an area where it's not necessarily that bad, but they have too many homes insured in the area, and they're putting a stop to it. Companies have frozen all new business in the area. I'm not going to name them just because I don't want to misspeak, but there are companies that have completely shut down new business. There's companies that have pulled out of the state altogether, and there's companies that are working on pulling out of the state. I can't see this going on forever. I think that there's going to be a company at some point that comes in and says, you know what, we'll do it. And it'll be a big cash cow for them for a while, and then other companies will follow suit, I'm sure. But it's going to be a while before it gets to that.
I wonder what the insurance lobbying army is doing about getting California to manage the wildfire areas, if anything at all. Maybe they're not. I have no idea, but it just seems like this would upset enough people and enough big companies that they would try and force California to take care of, all these problems that are happening we've seen all these fires starting because of power lines and
wind,
just mismanagement of the forest lands or the scrub lands and all that stuff.
Yeah, even in areas that you wouldn't think you'd have a problem, like middle of Huntington Beach, where there's no hills around, you're not too close to the ocean that you're going to get flood necessarily.
Palm trees. Palm trees.
Yeah, I mean, there's still difficulties there getting a company to insure.
But with Cal Fire, like if you have a home and you're stuck with Cal Fire, that I know that for a fact that the premiums are ridiculous, right? And they don't cover anything other than fire, right? So if
fire
and floods, your house floods because your sink overflowed, that's not covered by Cal Fire, right?
No, correct. You have to, in order to get a policy with Cal Fire, you have to, if you have a loan on it. If you don't have a loan, there's different things that go.
Yeah.
But if you have a loan, you have to also get what's called a difference in conditions policy. It's basically a supplemental to the Cal Fire program that gives you the liability and the water damage coverage and everything that you would have in one traditional policy. By having those two, now you essentially have the full coverage.
That's like having a second mortgage, but a second insurance, right?
I mean, I've seen insurance,
two policies in place.
I've seen
and your premiums are going to
be,
the premiums are going to be double or triple maybe what you were used to paying. I'm seeing people go from $2,500 to $7,500, in annual premium. And the coverage is not anywhere near comparable to what you would have from a traditional insurance company when you do it that way. And then you have agents. Unfortunately, you have agents that don't put those programs together very well either. And so like you'll hear about, the FAIR plan didn't do a good job covering my home. But in actuality, a lot of it falls on the agent that wrote that policy. Yeah, because they're trying to keep
the insurance agent. Let's be clear.
Yeah. Not the real estate agent.
Woo!
Yeah, not the real estate agent. Yeah. No, so the insurance agent, it's up to them to coach their clients and show their clients how it should be done so that if there is a problem, they have proper coverage. But a lot of times they're going in there and trying to undercut it, get them a policy that's cheaper than the next guy's, and they're not getting them the coverage that they need. And next thing you know, you have a fire and you don't have all the coverage. You know, so
let me ask you this question too. I mean, going away from California, like what's the most common like issue with Idaho properties?
The most common issue, period, is water.
Flood?
Not necessarily flood, but pipe bursts. You know, pipe leaks. You know, the new piping. A lot of it's not very good stuff, like we're used to having in the past, where you know it'll last 40 years. Some of this new stuff will fail in the first 10 years. You know, so water claim,
like PEX piping, or what kind of piping is
plastic?
that?
Yeah, like back in the 90s, they were using some plastic piping that it was very common.
Right.
That was terrible. It's not PEX. PEX is an upgraded version of it.
Right.
I
Yeah,
can't remember the name.
Polyvinyl, something else. Like it's like PEX, but not exactly. Yeah, my inspectors have told me about this stuff where there was like a 15-year period where they were using it and it was horrible, and it's caused a lot of problems.
Exactly. But yeah, water claims are always the number one claim. That's the majority of the time you're going to see issues with water.
Okay, well now that we've talked about a horrible subject, let's go. Right, let's go have some fun.
Well, let me
And it's raining right now, so
as a broker, I am still able to help all my clients.
Yeah.
I am going to do something fun. I guess let's go into Ada County, which is all three of us live in Ada County. It's in southwest Idaho, and it includes Boise, Eagle, Meridian, Kuna, Garden City, a few other cities. But let's go do a search and just see. Let's see what's out there let's look on the low end. We've been doing super high end, so let's do.
yeah, we've been looking at like $10 million properties. What's cheap, Dan? Yeah. Show me something cheap.
Yeah, for the investors out there.
Show me a deal.
We'll do what, 150,000? Do you think there's anything? There's got to be something.
Nah, not maybe manufactured, but definitely not single family stick built.
You can't hardly find a bare lot for that price anymore.
Yeah, manufactured, double wide, 89,000.
You can finance a double wide if it was built after 1978.
Yeah, and only if it's only been moved no more than
Never been moved. Never been
moved. NBM, never been moved. Let's see.
And that you can do Fannie, you can do Freddie, you can do FHA, you can do a whole bunch. Yeah.
Will they do a VA on one?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, these ones are older, but I've seen some really nice ones. You know, I think they've come a long way.
Yeah, I know. There's some that literally look like homes. And then you're surprised when they're like, oh, yeah, it's manufactured.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a guy that I went to high school with, Brandon Botti. He's in Tennessee. Well, he just moved from Tennessee, but he sells them there. And he said they've got the full range and that some of them are just really, really nice.
I wonder if you could buy some dirt and turn it into an RV park. Charge an HOA. Right.
Well, you know what? I have another friend. What they did was they bought some dirt and they put container homes on it. VRBO container homes.
Did a little Airbnb thing.
They said they're doing really well with it. I mean, if you put it fairly close to a nice area, you know, McCall or Donnelly, Cascade, something like that, you know, people would really want to be there and rent them up, I would think.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the highest return on investments is like when you, in the middle of kind of in a rural place, you throw like a little hut, shack, tent, container, cabin, whatever you want to call it, out there, and then you put it on Airbnb, and it costs you really nothing to even do. Maybe there's seller financing on the land, you know. Maybe you can just buy the land in cash, put the thing up there, and get your money back.
I imagine you would need to. It can't just be in the middle of nowhere, right? It would have to be near something that people would want to do. You couldn't put it out in the middle of Barstow. Sorry.
I wouldn't be in Barstow.
Hesperia.
Yeah.
You know, although I
hear that could be a reason to visit. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people are going to Joshua Tree and doing that stuff. They're building homes out there. So
there's tons of them. Yeah, there's tons of them.
So here's how funny this came up. This is a business in Eagle under 150. It looks like a nail shop.
I've seen quite a few Airbnbs out in the Joshua Tree area, which is
It's like as soon as you log on to the app, that's like what they bombard you with is all Joshua Tree.
I think there's a lot going on out there. A lot of people go out there and take pictures and hike and
Do weird stuff.
Do weird stuff. I don't know. My sister was going out there with a bunch of her friends that had motorcycles, and they would go out there and ride and take pictures. And then I don't know. I guess it's a thing.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So we can get a nail shot. We get a nail shot.
Okay. So you're gonna buy a business?
Well, I don't know. You could if you wanted to. It looks like a bar or what is that?
You can get
Chinese
an SBA
restaurant.
loan
I
for
guess I
that.
should put my glasses back on. Chinese restaurant. Turn that into a little Thai place, or man, we could use a really good Vietnamese place. That'd be nice.
I don't know if I've even eaten Vietnamese.
Oh, it's the best. Man, so good.
I've had Vietnamese coffee.
Pho Thai Nam. My Vietnamese buddies will laugh at me for for trying to make it sound right. All right, so that's under 150. Let's go for 150. And last week we talked about the market stats from like 10 years ago, right? And the median home price was like 240. So I wonder what these things cost back then. Must have been just about nothing. Let's go to 300. There we go. There's a little duplex, it looks like, but now that's just a walk up.
Land,
yeah, lots. Curtis Road. That looks like a tight fit.
It's a sailor's kitchen, a submarine kitchen, or whatever you call them.
There you go. Winnipeg Street. How funny. When I was a kid, we lived on Winnipeg Street in Long Beach, 310 Winnipeg. Crazy.
The old Canadians. Just kidding.
The Canadians, eh? The Canucks.
Those are legacy lots.
I was going to say that was an eighth of an acre for over 200 grand.
The legacy.
Those are the ones that are above Floating Feather, right now? Where they just kind of mapped out, kind of cut ground.
This is PF, so it's right below. No, it's on the main side, the side that we're on. This is up from you, just north of you. It's the new piece that they added that runs out to the corner of Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer and Floating.
The southeast corner of Palmer and Floating Feather.
270 for an eighth of an acre.
275 for a quarter. So I think there's going to be 27. It looks like 31 lots over there in that section. I think across the street there'll be 27.
Yeah. To give you some perspective, my lot was 89,000.
Yeah, and mine was a spec. Mine was mixed in. I don't even know what it cost. I know that my mother-in-law's lot premium was, and it's on the water west of Palmer, was 43,000 or 38,000 or something like that. So, I mean, I know that's not the exact lot price, but the lot premium,
that's just a premium tacked on. Probably.
Yeah, they add that on. The rest of the cost is already mixed in. Yeah, there's Legacy, man. What a great place.
I can't wait for green grass and warm weather.
So, yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
We're in the 50s next week, baby.
What's 50s. That?
So we're in the 50s next week.
Yeah. We're on the right side of the season, so that's good. Anyway, I don't want to keep you guys too long. I'll be out at a model home for RTL Homes in Star.
What community?
It's called I should have had that ready. Sunfield Estates.
Sunfield.
I went by and checked these houses out a couple days ago. These are really, really nice.
Are they on close to the river, or is it?
This is, where like Hayden Homes. So you go across Beacon Light, and Hayden Homes is on the right.
Yeah.
And the golf course is courses on both sides. It's just past the golf course on the left when you're going west on Beacon Light.
Okay.
Lots of really nice finishes. They use they put these Bertazzoni ranges in, and then there's a second oven that they put in off to the sides. Kind of cool. Yeah, the finishes are really nice. I'll put
is it
some
like
videos
a
up.
stovetop oven underneath, and that's why they put the second? Because you
No,
gotta have two
no,
ovens. Gotta have two ovens. Sorry.
it's yeah. So there's one here. You see this one right here, right? And then
Yeah.
there's one probably on this wall over here, and it's a
Okay.
Bosch. So there's a Bertazzoni, I think it's Bertazzoni, and then a Bosch.
Mhm.
But this is all—they're all specs, but they're all real. Well, you can build custom as well.
Yeah, but they're
They're pretty
kind
much-
of done the way people would want them, right? That's what you're
What's
saying.
that?
But they're done and finished, kind of how the majority of most people would want.
Right, and they're done up real nice, and it's not like they do a low end, a middle end, and a high end. They're all
Nice.
top middle. Yeah, they're all really nice.
How big are the
you
lots
see
over
the,
there?
the large baseboards, and there's these courts throughout, and all the bathrooms are larger. The mudrooms are big. Yeah, they're really nice, man. I'm
How
looking
big's the
forward to
lot? Dan wanted to know.
I'll have to get back to you with that. I'm going to go look at a few of them today. There's 4 models in the place in Sunfield Estates that I'll be at today. They're also at West Highlands in Middleton, and they've got 20 lots in each one right now. And I think they have the ability to buy more lots in
Sure.
the West Highlands. Say it again.
Oh no, sure. You can negotiate.
So then if you go in and say, oh, I really like what you guys can do, I want to build a custom one, then you can choose a lot, and they'll go buy it. Or I'm sure
Bring your own builder, or is there a build team?
Now they are the builder. West Highlands, you might be able to go in there. I don't know a bunch about it. I don't do a ton of sales out in Middleton, but I'm sure you can buy a lot if you want, and then bring your own builder. But this is RTL Homes. Looking forward to seeing how their stuff works, and the homes are really nice from what I've seen so far. So I'll be out there today. I'll put some videos up, and we'll see how that goes. And that's it for me. You guys have any parting words?
Unemployment's up.
What's that?
I said unemployment's up. It's better for rates. Sorry, guys. Unemployment's a good thing. Sorry.
Oh, I got you.
It's better for rates. I guess that's good news.
And we'll see how the CPI report comes out next week.
Well, maybe we'll have more info. We should have the February numbers from the BRR, the Boise Regional Realtors Association, up next week.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I just went out to Avamore this week.
What'd
It's
you
crazy
do?
how much it's
Sat
developed.
in a presentation up there. It's really cool what they're doing there. They're preserving a lot of the land. They're, hiking paths, biking trails. It's got its own infrastructure. It's incredible what they're doing.
Higher fire risk, like we were talking about.
Yeah, but it's a
There's no
firewest.
trees. It's all scrub land. It's all just sage land out there, right?
Yeah. But the beauty of it is they have been approved as a Firewise community, which helps a lot.
They have a fire department in Avamore.
Well, yes, but it's not operational at this point.
Not yet, but it's coming.
I don't think they had the money to actually fully run it. I think they were running it a couple days a week or something like that. It's actually funny you bring this up.
During the fire season?
What's that?
During the fire season, is that when they're like?
I don't know the particulars. To be honest with you, I haven't really followed Avamore, except that there's a real point of contention going on right now with the city of Eagle possibly annexing.
Yeah.
And so that application is in. So the city council and the mayor can't actually talk about it. They can talk very, very broadly about it. And so, but April 13th, I believe, is the meeting where you can go and speak and say that I hate the idea or I love the idea and stuff like that. So we'll see. There's some people that are really angry about it. I was at the coffee with the mayor on Wednesdays where you can go and talk to the mayor. It's awesome. And he'll answer your questions, whatever they are. And this guy came in and was yelling.
Finger pointing.
Oh, it was crazy. I've been to 30 of those meetings. I've never seen anything like it. And well, it was interesting.
What's crazy is it sits where it's located. It's like 23,000 acres, I think it is, and 3 counties are in the middle of it.
It does
So
touch
Gem County, Ada County, and I forget what the other one was, but there's a third
Boise County.
Boise County. But yeah, they're all connected in the middle there, and so they're trying to, because of that, they're trying to do this annex.
So that we're not influenced, and I'm not a proponent or opponent. I'm on the fence about it still. So, but I think one of the reasons that they want to do that, and Avamore chooses, by the way, they get to choose if they're going to get annexed. They have to be contiguous, touching the city, and they have to say, okay, we want to go to your city, and then they go together and they try and figure out how to benefit both sides and all that stuff.
Right.
Is this like child custody? Just kidding.
Right. So what the developer was saying is that because there's 3 counties involved, when they have their plans, they have to go to Eagle, or they have to go to Boise, or they have to go to Gem, or whatever county and get approval. So you go to one, get it approved, and then you go to the other one, and theirs could be completely different.
Right. And
so then you kind of going around in this circle constantly until you get everybody happy, which could take years and years.
So I think that the best part about, again, I'm not for or against, I don't know yet, but if we bring them into Eagle, then they have to follow our comprehensive plan. They'll bring, all the taxes and all that stuff, but they'll have to grow the way that Eagle says they have to grow. And I think we've done a really good job at keeping Eagle looking like Eagle and feeling like Eagle. If the county's plans or rules are far less stringent than Eagle's, so they can have more density. They can, but if they come into Eagle, the density's got to be less.
Right.
The city will make them have more developer paid for open space, things like that. Anyway,
and I'm not for or against, just like you, but it's really eye-opening when you go out there and you hear what they're doing. They're donating 200 acres in certain spots of open land. That's what they are doing. It's really cool because their whole thing was like the McLeods owned the land, I guess. And the McLeod's desire was to share the land and allow people to use it and not overdevelop it. And from what they spoke about, that's what they're doing. So I think it'd be a great thing for people to go out there if they're on the fence or if they're against it, to actually see what they're doing out there.
Well, yeah, go to the meeting on April 13th, sit in there, listen to what everybody has to say, and then if you make your decision based on that. The guy that was yelling, the mayor said, "Look, have you read all 2,000 pages of the application?" And he said, "Oh, I'm not going to do that." Well, then you can't complain.
They passed bills without reading any of it, so why not? Right?
Well, yeah, but you can't come in and yell at a guy and say that,
Oh, I know.
But you don't really know what's going on.
Sounds like the issues we have with social media. You hear a piece of something, and all of a sudden you get on that wagon, and that's all you know. Yeah. You're not actually looking for facts and details on how things are coming together.
Yeah. Just to put that open land use idea in perspective, Legacy, it's about 630 acres. When we're done, we'll have about 1,110, 108 homes, 40% open space. So, 200, the 200 acres is cool, but that's 23,000 acres. That's only 1%.
That's only in one area, though. They're doing that in multiple areas. It's not just
Yeah. Well, and if they have to follow Eagle's rules, then they'll have to supply or make an easement for much more than just that. And there's so much space out there.
Yeah, it's
incredible. I'm sure that they can do it.
It's definitely come a long way since I moved here, because when they first started putting homes in, I think, what was it, probably 3 years ago, something like that. It's grown so much. Yeah.
I showed some property out there a few years ago,
Wasn't
And
the
I didn't
rodeo
talk-
held out there too a long time ago?
What is it? Yes. Oh, well, that's a whole separate subject. The rodeo's
Yeah,
coming back to Eagle. The rodeo's coming back to Eagle from out there
Yeah.
to
Well, it's
right
not
up
even
against
there,
the
you know.
16 in the sports complex.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll
that's
be
what they were
cool.
saying. So apparently, I don't know the street in the Eagle. I'm not as familiar with the Eagle as you guys are, but there's an area where a lot of horseback riding, horse trailers are parked on the
So
street.
that's Spring Valley. That's the BLM section just north of Eagle.
So that's all Avamore land.
Mm.
That they're saying that's Avamore land, and they're donating that land to. It's
No,
like
but there's a piece of it on the east side of the valley that is that the
okay, so that's
northeast
what they were
side.
talking
Yeah.
about. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were donating that to those people so it remains an equestrian area. They want it to remain that way.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was just fascinating. I mean, I don't know all the facts. I mean, I listened to it for about an hour, but it was eye opening. It was really cool what they're doing. So I think it's neat.
We'll see. It'll be interesting to see, and then I don't know. There's definitely some angry people, but there's people that are happy.
There's
about
always
it.
angry people.
I don't know where I'm at on it. What do I want to say? Anyway, that's it. So I don't know. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging with me. I appreciate it. Come by and see me at RTO Homes in Sunfield Estates today.
Yeah. Have a great weekend.
All right, gentlemen.
Great ride.
Take
See you
care.
guys.
See ya.